Hello, my dear children. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Shall we begin the class? Okay, let's start. Students, before going to the activities, let's rewind the previous class. Okay? What's the title of the poem that we went through in the previous class? Yes, very good. Song of the Flower. Who's the author of this beautiful poem? Yes, Khalil Gibran is the author of this poem. What is the poem about? The poem Song of the Flower speaks about the life cycle of a flower and its experiences. The flower in the poem stands for all that we experience in life: joy, sorrow, bitterness, victory, etc. Teaches us how to deal with life's struggles, to learn from our past and face the future with confidence and hope. Now, shall we move on to the activities based on this lesson? Okay, let's go. Students, all of you take your English text and take page number 133. Look, activity 1. I'll read the question for you. All of you listen carefully. Read the poem again and complete the following notes. One hint is given for you. Look, the first question. What does the flower say about itself? One hint is given for you. I'll read it. A kind word uttered and repeated by the voice of nature. Students, now all of you just analyze the poem and find out the answer. Students, all of you look at this poem and try to identify the next answer. Yes, some of you are telling the right answer. Look, the third line. I am a star fallen from the blue tent. Here, blue tent means sky. So, I am a star fallen from the sky. You can write there, a star fallen from the sky. Students, now it will be easy for you to identify the next two answers. So, try to find out the answers. Look, the next question. What are the everyday activities that the flower is engaged in? Students, one hint is given for you. I'll read it. Announce the coming of light. Students, now can you identify the everyday activities that the flower is engaged in? All of you just go through the poem. Now all of you look the second stanza. At dawn I unite with the breeze to announce the coming of light. At eventide I join the birds in bidding the light farewell. One activity is already given there, that is, announce the coming of light. From the stanza, you can identify the another activity of the flower. What is that? Yes, look the last line of the stanza. In bidding the light farewell. So, bid the light farewell. This is the another activity of the flower. Now all of you write that here. What's that? Yes, bid the light farewell. Now try to find out the another activities of the flower. Now all of you look the third question. Who watches over the flower? Do you know the answer? Students, look the second stanza here. As I embrace slumber, the eyes of night watch over me. So who watches over the flower? Yes, the eyes of night watches over the flower. So all of you write it here. The eyes of night watches over the flower. Students, now look the fourth question. How does the flower enjoy nature? One hint is given for you. That is, I drink dew. Now can you find out the next two answers? Analyze the poem and find out the answers. Try to do it yourself. Now let's move on to the next question. What's the flower used as? A hint is given for you. as the lover's gift. So the flower is used as the lover's gift. Students, here look the fourth stanza. I'll read it. I'm the lover's gift. I'm the wedding wreath. I'm the memory of a moment of happiness. I'm the last gift of the living to the dead. I'm a part of joy and a part of sorrow. From this stanza, you can find out the answers for this question. So, try to find out. Now, let's move on to the sixth question. What is the flower's vision? One hint is given for you. See only the light. What's the next answer? Look at the last answer. But I look up high to see only the light, and never look down to see my shadow. This is wisdom which man must learn. The flower's visions are given here. First one, to see only the light, and next one, never look down to see my shadow. Here, the flower wants man to learn this wisdom. Be always optimistic, never be pessimistic. That's the meaning of this stanza. Now you can write the answer here. Never look down to see my shadow. Students, now all of you take page number 134. Here you can see activity 2. Read the following lines. I'm a kind word uttered and repeated by the voice of nature. Here the flower is considered as a word uttered by nature. This is an example of a metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech that develops a hidden comparison between two objects that share something in common. It is different from a simile where the comparison is drawn using like or as. Students, the definition for metaphor is given here. So all of you try to understand the meaning of the word metaphor. Students, your question is here. Pick out a few more examples of metaphors from the poem. So students, you are asked to identify the metaphors from the poem. Students, all of you just go through this poem and find out the metaphors. I'll give you an example. All of you listen here attentively. All of you look at the first stanza. I'm a kind word uttered and repeated by the voice of nature. I'm a star fallen from the blue tent upon the green carpet. I'm the daughter of the elements with whom winter conceived, to whom spring gave birth. I was reared in the lap of summer and I slept in the bed of autumn. Students, can you identify the metaphors from this stanza? Yes, very good. Some of you are telling the right answer. I'm a kind word uttered and repeated by the voice of nature. This can be considered as a metaphor because here the flower is compared to the kind word uttered by the nature. Likewise, you have to find out the other metaphors from this poem. Students, now all of you take page number 135. Look, activity 3. I'll read the question. Read the poem again and complete the following spider diagram. Students, a spider diagram is given here. It is called as spider diagram because it looks like a spider. Soul of a flower includes ideas in the poem, subject matter and theme, poetic devices used, poetic vision, mood of the poem, and nature as depicted in the poem. Some hints for each one are given here. Just go through that. Ideas in the poem includes words uttered by nature. Subject matter and theme includes words spoken by a flower. Flower is a part of nature. The poetic devices used are metaphors and images. Poetic vision includes optimistic view towards life. Mood of the poem includes a mixture of emotions and a part of joy and sorrow. Nature as depicted in the poem includes the voices of the birds, description of nature in the poem. Students, all of you try to complete this spider diagram. Now you have a question based on this spider diagram. I'll read it for you. Now, can you prepare an appreciation of the poem Song of the Flower using the spider diagram? So students, all of you analyze the spider diagram and write an appreciation of the poem Song of the Flower. Students, you can write these homeworks in your rough note. Students, today we discussed the activities based on the poem Song of the Flower. You can write today's homeworks in your rough note. We completed the lesson Song of the Flower. We will meet in the next class with a new lesson. See you in the next class. Take care, dear children. Thank you.